Alright, it is time for another horror prompt. So let's see what the next prompt is. I'm actually doing these in order of the book, so I'm not just gonna flip to a random page. I'm a little bit OCD, so I really have to do them in order. So we had the first page, which was draw a weapon of your choice to protect the book. Now the second prompt is an alien birthday cake. What do we think about that, boys and girls? I'm having a lot of thoughts pop into my head. What do we think of when we think of an alien birthday cake? Well, obviously the first thing that pops into mind is an actual alien birthday cake. Like an alien head on a birthday cake with candles around, with the big bulbous head. What would alien cakes be? Like if you could just sort of sit back and think, okay, an alien birthday cake, we can see this from like a few points of views. We can see it from an actual alien point of view, like if it was an alien that had a birthday party, and yeah, or if it's like a human who's having a birthday party and they wanted an alien cake. I don't know, let's just, so we've got like, so we've got like a human boy. Well, this is my version of a quick sketch of a human boy, who is basically like, yay, it's my party, and you know, and you've given me an alien some weird ass cake with an alien head on it. Like it could be like cut off at the neck, and then it's like the frosting is the blood oozing out over the top of it. Like that, maybe. And this boy is so excited that he's got an alien head on a cake. Maybe it's an, maybe we just keep this like completely alien themed. Maybe like maybe we do an alien. And he's so happy, and he's like, yay, it's my party, yeah. And maybe there's like a window at the back, and then we see like planets out, and like stars and moons and comets out in behind him, out this window maybe behind him. So we just keep this purely space themed. So it's like an alien who's had his birthday cake, which is really, it's an alien birthday cake. So, but what do we make the birthday cake? Like, we've got humans on Earth who like to have really weird birthday cakes. They like to have like different things, like Hulk one, or you know, any, like humans like to have and they'd like to have an alien cake. Like they'd have a cake that's shaped like an alien. So how about we have an alien who's got a human head on a cake? Maybe there's a human head on a cake and the blood's coming out. So maybe that's an alien birthday cake. Maybe they have, like how we have weird things on cakes here. We've got we have alien shaped cakes. We've got all sorts of shaped cakes. We even have, like, a lot of people have cars as their cakes, or horses, or like, you know, Iron Man, or anything like that. So what's to say that like these aliens don't have birthday cakes that resemble us? Huh? I'm liking this idea. I don't think I'll do the human with the alien cake. I think that's too obvious, like it's too cliche or something like this. Or to have like a head of an alien on a birthday cake, I think that's also too cliche. I think what we'll do is I'll do an alien with his alien birthday cake, and that's classed as an alien birthday cake right there. Like that's their version. That's their cake. That's what they'd have, maybe. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's how my brain's going. So yeah, let's go and finalize this design. As I did in the last one, I cut a bit of paper to the size of the actual little rectangular size piece of outline on the paper inside the book, because I don't know, it's just the decision I decided to make, and wanted to keep them that size because I had plans to glue them into the book or put them into the book. Sort of still on the fence about that, but I'm actually thinking of buying another book and then gluing the finished products into that, and having one for the sketches and then having one for the finished products. But once again, still sort of contemplating about that. So as I was saying in the brainstorming part of this, at the beginning of this video, it was kind of interesting sort of looking at this from so many points of view. So when you see like alien birthday cake, you could think of it from a human point of view, where you could have an alien birthday cake, you have a cake shaped like an alien, or how I wanted to do it was go in the direction of an alien having a birthday cake and having what I thought would have been an alien birthday cake, which is, I suppose, I don't know if they would see us as aliens or if they just see us as humans, like they just go, oh, the humans. But to them, really, if they looked like they do in how they describe them in the UFO shows, how they look like the greys, they are these weird looking creatures, then really we would be alien to them just as much as we are alien. They are alien to us. So yeah, there was so many ways to look at this. So I ended up just going with a piece where an illustration where you have an alien and he's celebrating his birthday with an alien birthday cake, which is a human head made into a cake on top of a galaxy sponge type thing. And I thought that was really appropriate to turn the sponge cake, the actual base of the cake, into a galaxy cake, and then have the blood sort of like have the frosting coming over like it's blood. And yeah, that's where I ended up going with. I tend to, when it comes to looking at prompts, I tend to do things a little bit more outside the box, although this is probably not that much out of the box. But yeah, I tend to just see things a little bit different than how most people would interpret prompts. It's just like, if you go back and have a look at my Inktober series, how I've interpreted some of those prompts is just like, how the hell did you come up with this shit? Basically, a lot of people look at that and go, okay, that's a different way of looking at it. But yeah, anyway, I digress because I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here. But yeah, so I kept it to this alien, and I wasn't going to go with the normal, the big dome, oval shaped, typical grey alien head. I ended up just sort of thinking about it for a bit, and I had this thought in my head because sometimes I get, because I've got such a visual imagination inside my brain. I see images so clearly in my head. So I had this vision of this alien, how you see him now, how I've drawn him, and I thought, I'm just going to draw that instead of just the typical alien, the cliche looking alien that you always see. So I wanted to just give him a totally different look. So I went with the look that you see here, and keeping it to the sort of the colors that I would usually use, which is that monster green. I used it out of the Faber-Castell pack, which I'm so happy that pack has got the coolest monster greens. Like, I'm not a fan of green, but when it comes to monster greens and like a fluoro green, love it. Chef's kiss, love it. Drawing the head of this thing that's on the cake, the human head, that was a huge gamble because I couldn't really find any head references to match the angle that I wanted. So I really had to imagine that on my own, and I just plopped the head down, and then I ended up cutting out the cheek and hoping that all the proportions were right. So yeah, the best thing to do in that case is definitely you draw the whole head. Don't ever draw the segment that you want to cut out first, or draw it into the piece. You draw just the whole head and then add all that stuff later, so you know where all the proportions are and everything. So that's how I done that. And then I know the part that's in his hand is quite large, and it sort of doesn't fit back into the cake, but I know it just worked that way and I left it. So I'm fully aware that size of the piece of cake does not match back into that head, but it's just, you get the gist. He's cut a piece of cake out and he's eating it. And the knife was actually a last minute decision. I wasn't going to add the knife. I was just going to do his right hand just up going, yay, it's my birthday. But I thought, how cool would it be to just stab a knife into the head, like he's cutting another piece at the back of the head, and then I added like this blood sort of coming out. So you're sort of wondering like, why is there blood? Hey, this cake might be like cool as shit. It might be just made with like pockets where you can stab and all this red goo comes out, just to give more of a severed head aesthetic. There's so many ways that you can look at this, and then there's blood dripping from the eyes and the nose in the end. So yeah, I nearly made a rookie mistake too. I nearly put crumbs and sort of a bit of blood on his face to say that he had taken a bite, but I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense because the piece that's in his hand has not had a bite taken out of it. And then it's like, well, where's the other, section that he's been eating? Unless it's around the back of the head, that could have been a way that I could have done it. Or he's stuck the knife in and he's pulled it out and licked it or something and then put it back in. So many ways to look at it, but yeah, it sort of made sense that he's just freshly cut this cake, and yeah, he's just about to hoe into it with the rest of his family. Now the background was the big window, because how I was sort of thinking about it was he's in the spaceship, he's cruising past Saturn and all of Saturn's moons, and yeah, he's enjoying his birthday as him and his family are flying through the solar system. So I'm definitely, once again, I've been on a bit of a roll with my illustrations lately. I have been enjoying them and I've been quite happy with the result. This one's no exception. I really am happy with how this one turned out, and yeah, I'm hoping that I can keep this level up and keep moving forward with my illustrations, because there's been so many times recently where I've just been feeling so shit about my art and worried that I was, you know, digressing. Is that a word? I'm hoping that's a word. But I've been just really going backwards in my art. So I'm hoping that I'm improving and I'm getting there, and I'm hoping things are going to start sort of working out for me, like being happy with my art. So yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this series. I'm going to try and put one of these videos out for this series every 2 to 3 weeks, because I'm really enjoying it. I haven't enjoyed a series so much other than the Brothers Grimm one, but I sort of put that one on a bit of a, you know, pushed it back with the rest of them. But this one I'm going to try and do every 2 to 3 weeks. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.